Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle. Thank you, as always, for spending some time with us. Trump's first 3 months. That's the focus of tonight's angle. As Democrats struggle to stand for anything uplifting or hopeful, I thought today, Holy Thursday, was a good time for a quick perspective check on what Donald Trump and his team have accomplished in 3 short months in office. Now, even as his agenda is hit relentlessly by lawfare, President Trump has already undone many of Biden's most destructive actions, and he's begun common sense changes in our fiscal affairs and our foreign policy. Of course, he's got to overcome not just the media and usual political opposition, but the global elites who've made billions off the 20-year beatdown of the American middle class. But the progress thus far is impressive. First, the border. Now, this is President Trump's most important accomplishment. Crossings are down from Biden's obscene high of 9,741 a day back in December of 2023. Remember those caravans? To now, Trump's 355 a day just last month. That's stunning. But wait a second. Wait. I thought a border crackdown wasn't possible.
We now need Congress to do their part and act. Our immigration system is outdated and broken and has been in need of reform for literally decades.
No, Alejandro, you're outdated. Now, to use Biden's favorite word, all of what he said was malarkey. They broke it. Trump fixed it. As of a few days ago, there were 47,928 illegals in detention. But as far as the mass deportations that Donald Trump promised, well, they've got a long, long way to go. ICE deported only about 11,000 migrants back in February and just over 12,300 in March. That's not nothing. But again, you got millions here. But now they're urging migrants to self-deport, and Trump's willing to pay them to leave.
We're going to give them a stipend. We're going to give them some money and a plane ticket. And then we're going to work with them. If they're good, if we want them back in, we're going to work with them to get them back in as quickly as we can.
I don't need them back in. While Trump's deporting more criminal aliens and gangbangers than Biden ever did, Democrats, they're fighting to keep them here.
Our goal was very simple today, which was to check on the health and well-being of Gilmar.
Whoa. When is the last time Chris Van Hollen, who wants to be your next president, by the way, when's the last time he checked on the Morin family's well-being? It's totally insane, especially when you consider that the public is giving Trump very positive marks on the immigration issue.
Deport all undocumented immigrants. Voters favoring the government trying to deport all 11 million of them. Back in 2016, just 38% of voters wanted the government to try to deport all 11 million undocumented immigrants. Compared to where we are in 2025, 56%, the majority. The American people have come a long way on this issue, much closer to Donald Trump.
And number 2 in the success is exposing and cutting government waste. This is a big one. Of course, with the help of DOGE and an all-of-government approach, President Trump has exposed the holy grail, which is bureaucratic waste, fraud, and abuse. Now, while spending in these agencies is often done in secret, the cost savings now, thanks to Elon Musk, is transparent. Now, from the DOGE website, you can track it. And so far, $155 billion saved, or $962 per taxpayer. Not bad at all. Now, just this week alone, billions were saved at Treasury with zero disruption to any IRS ops. And over at State, they've canceled 139 wasteful grants worth $215 million. Rubio is right when he tweeted that the American taxpayers should not be funding misguided programs like building the migrant domestic worker-led movement in Lebanon, or get the trolls out in the United Kingdom. That's a disinformation, anti-disinformation campaign. These are total scams, and they're all giveaways to the left. And what about what Trump's done for women's sports and privacy? Well, this was one of my favorite moments of Trump 2.0.
Watch what I do, and then I'm going to give you some pens, okay? Are you ready? What a nice picture this is, huh, Governor? You ready? We'll do a good job. Wait, let me press that. I want to make this a really good signature.
His executive order banning biological men from girls' and women's sports, I mean, it's just common sense. And his view on the matter is overwhelmingly popular. But since Democrats suffer from transmania, they're rushing to court to challenge Trump's order. It's another stupid political move by them. Of course, also Trump promised to rebalance our trade relationships and revive American manufacturing. Now, this is a third success, and it is a success, although it's early, and it's among the trickiest, toughest items on his agenda. And he faces not just court challenges, but howls from Wall Street and warnings, from the Fed chair. More on him later. But the White House has gotten little credit for cooling inflation because the same experts who blew off concerns about real inflation during Biden's spendapaloozas are now predicting doom. You know what I say to that? Consider the source. So the White House needs to substantively refute these doomsdayers. It's obvious that they're trying to hurt Trump and derail the tariffs by spooking the markets. There's zero consideration. Zero is being given to the billions being invested here now because of Trump from foreign sources and other manufacturing that's obviously going to boost our GDP. Today, Donald Trump met with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and both were upbeat.
I'm here exactly to work for make the West stronger. For I believe in the West unity, and I think simply we have to talk and find ourselves in the best middle way to grow together. That's why I'm here.
Oh, who doesn't love her? They're going to be talking to the Japanese next week. Now, the president knows America's leverage, our market, is huge. It's the biggest. And he intends to use our leverage. And he's optimistic about future deals, including one with China.
There'll be a trade deal, 100%. They want to make one very, very much, and we're going to make a trade deal. I fully expect it, but it'll be a fair deal.
Well, isn't this what we want from an American president? Someone actually interested in getting the best deal for American workers, American businesses, forcing other countries to play fair with our exports, and protecting, of course, our essential industries. This is just common sense. No American president should have ever allowed us to become dependent on hostile countries for critical resources. It is literally nutso. Trump's the only one willing to take on the global chorus of the critics and to put his entire political legacy on the line. Now the rollout maybe could have been handled a little bit more smoothly. Okay. Are certain administration spokesmen on this matter better than others? Yes. Scott Bessent is the clearest, most convincing voice on President Trump's team. But look, none of this is easy. But on every front, Trump is moving as fast as he can. He's getting hostages released. He's boxing China out of the Panama Canal and opening the conversation on Greenland. Still, they're only 3 months in. And the war in Ukraine has not ended. Hamas is still holding some hostages. And the Iran nuclear threat still looms. But compare all of this to the damage Biden was doing to America during his first 3 months. He reinstated COVID travel restrictions, ended Trump's immigration enforcement, and expanded refugee programs. He ordered the Census Bureau to count illegals. Oh, and he established a White House Gender Policy Council. Of course, I could go on and on. But now it's up to Republicans in Congress. Senator Thune, Speaker Johnson. I mean, guys, you can take fewer breaks, right? That would help. Demand members stay in session. Enact real spending cuts, not with fake budget tricks. A middle-class tax cut. Support, don't thwart the president's efforts to rebalance trade. Trump's doing his part and then some. It's time to do yours. 3 months in. We'll check back in 6 months. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.